Welcome Beast Horde to this tutorial on how to fly the Beast Horus jet. My name is Andreas from Beast Aero, and as you may already know, the Horus is the next generation microjet featuring better range, higher speed and superior ergonomics, while also providing unmatched safety and easy flight characteristics. The aircraft is available as freeware for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today I'm gonna show you how to fly this marvel of an aircraft perfectly. So come on Beast Horde, buckle up, let's fly. Let's start on a nice and warm summer day and let the beautiful scenery of Nikolsdorf in Austria sink in for a bit. Let's start by closing the canopy and getting everything into cold and dark state. The canopy latch is on the right armrest, and right now it is coded as a knob, but we will fix that in an upcoming release. Now that everything is turned off, let's start at the very beginning. Turn on the master battery switch and then the strobe light in order to signal that the engine is going to be started. On the left below this guard you have the engine master switch, but right now the engine starter is not coded yet, so you will also have to press Ctrl and E in order for the engine to start. As soon as the engine has reached idle speed, you can activate the avionics switch, the generator and also the navigation lights. Next we will check the flaps, so let's select flaps full and then flaps approach and then back to flaps up. Getting ready for taxi is simple. Just select the pitot heat to on, activate the taxi light, deactivate the parking brake, and we are good to go. Pitot heat has regulated heating, so you can just leave it on for the whole flight. Don't mind this small glitch in the scenery that Nikolsdorf has since the last Flight Simulator update, but it's showing that the Horus has very good rough terrain handling due to its trailing link landing gear. Due to the special landing gear and 40% stronger brakes than similar aircraft, the Horus can land on very short runways and even on grass fields. When ready for takeoff, set the landing lights to on. In case it's dark, you can also put light intensity to high. And in case it's a very short runway, you can also set flaps to approach, but normally up is just fine. If all the switches are in the correct position, We are ready and up we go. Engine instruments are checked, the speed is alive, and at 60 knots we slowly rotate, brakes and gear up. Climb to safe altitude at about 100 knots, then reduce the thrust to 90% or lower, and then we can continue with a best climb speed of about 120 knots. We have to take care of these two cliffs here, but with the Horus it's no problem navigating in this narrow valley. Depending on how fast you want to climb, you can even reduce to approximately 75% of thrust. The Horus will cruise with a thrust setting between 45 and 70%, but for showing how quickly it accelerates, I will now leave it at about 80%. Contrary to propeller aircraft, a jet will also continue to accelerate even at higher speeds. We already reached at 200 knots, which no sane pilot would do in a traffic pattern, but I did this for showing how the speed brake can be used in order to save an otherwise unsafable approach. Under normal circumstances, you would just level off, put the thrust back to idle and let the aircraft slowly decelerate to about 150 knots, which is also the speed at which you can select flaps 1 for the approach. You can leave the trim on the same setting as for cruise, and the aircraft will now settle at the trimmed speed of 110 knots. Now we are ready to turn final. You can already see the runway of Nickelsdorf in the near distance. Check that your landing and taxi lights are on, and if you want to be better visible, you can even activate the wig-wag lights, which will alternatingly switch on and off your landing lights. When established on final, gear down, flaps landing. And we are checking, we've got free green for the gear and we have the lowest LED lighting for the flaps. For the final descent, keep your speed between 70 and 80 knots depending on the weight of the aircraft, and consider adding an additional 5 knots in case of gusts. Depending on your descent angle, it's normal that you can take up to 50% of thrust or even more. And especially for an aircraft with retractable gear, Never forget final check. So we've got gear down, flaps landing, landing light is set, final check completed. Better check once too often than having a gear up landing once. Sorry guys, I'm used to flying this with my VR goggles, so I got a little bit high. But this is now the perfect opportunity to show you how forgiving the flight characteristics of the Horus are. First aim the nose at the landing threshold, which is right there where the number 12 is located, and then slowly rotate the nose upwards and fixate your view at the end of the runway, and just wait until the aircraft will settle down on its own. As you can see, even when coming in hot, absolutely no problem to land even on this really short runway. Let's roll back to the apron and do the after landing checks. Landing light off, flaps back up, and don't miss the exit. This nice graphic grid is still here. And that's it for today. Parking brake set. Pitot heat off. All the lights except for the strobe light to off. And then finally generator and avionics switch to off. And engine master off. Right now the engine master is not yet fully coded. In reality this would also turn off the fuel pump and activate the fuel cutoff switch, but this will come with the next update of the aircraft. As soon as the engine has spooled down, battery switch off, strobe light to off, and then get to the restaurant and enjoy the evening with a cool beer. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, so please press the like and subscribe button and don't miss out when I'm posting new videos about the upcoming updates of the Horus for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And remember guys, fly safe, fly Horus.